loud music like Grandma and Grandpa used to play.
How's it going, everybody? Flint from Flint and Steel Survival bringing you this VR today for IcyPotato. Great channel here on YouTube. Great fella. Go check him out. He does have a giveaway going on right now, and it's a good one to get in on. There's 3 prizes. They're all big. And second place even gets $100 of beef jerky. I watched him order it on Instagram. Great dude. Please go check him out. And today's topic we're going to discuss is he's a younger guy. He's moving out of the house. He's thinning down his collection of stuff to what he actually uses, which is a tough thing to do. I've done it a couple times. Most of the time when I moved, I didn't have enough to fill up the next place I was moving to, but I just try to do that regularly anyway. The topic I'll touch on for my example is knives, because everybody knows I'm a knife guy. Most of the time, I'm able to pass them on to somebody else who needs them if I get tired of them, but I do keep a lot of knives on hand at once, as you can imagine. So most knife people, and if you're not a knife person, don't feel bad or anything, most people are going to immediately spot the differences between these two blades. So this is a Spyderco Endura 4. It's got the plastic scales. I put a signet ring on it. It has the Emerson Wave feature, and it's a spear point blade. Very sharp, and it's VG10 steel. Whereas the Bird, which is the sister company of Spyderco, almost an identical design. They're kind of, it's like the lower version of the Endura. It's got the bird eye instead of the Spidey hole. It's got the standard Endura shaped blade. It's got a choil on the blade, which makes it real nice for choking up on, and you'll notice titanium handles. So there's plenty that keep these knives apart, so you probably are saying to yourself, okay, they might be the same knife, but I understand the use. This one's going to be a defensive option. It's got the quick wave feature. It's got the signet ring. It's for it going out in public if this is a defensive option that I was taking. As far as this one, it's a great EDC blade. I carried it for a long time. Doing EDC tasks with it specifically. You can see the blade's all chewed up. It's not one I took extra good care of. I mean, I take care of all my knives, but it's not like I was watching this one to make sure I didn't hurt it or anything. I don't usually do that with a knife. If I carry it, that means it's up for whatever tasks I'm up for. But you can see that there are similarities, but there are differences. So that is easy to justify why I would have each one of those. There's plenty that keep them apart. But how about when I add a new one into the mix? This is the Spyderco Tenacious. A lot of people have these. Quick action. Standard. They're like $40. You can get them at Walmart now. Most Walmarts. Fantastic blade, right? But here in this little coffin over here, I keep the exact same knife. Now, all you can see the differences are color, right? I mean, you've got the black and steel, and you've got the white and black blade. What a lot of people that have been around the channel for a long time will instantly recognize is this is my Nut and Fancy Custom Spyderco. This one is the same blade, same steels. It's just got the Cerakoted, or not Cerakoted, it's the other process. The blade has been treated, and then the handles were white, and all the hardware is black. So on the surface, they're not different, right? Why would I keep 2 exactly the same knives in different color combos? Well, this one's got some sentimental value to me, right? I met Nut and Fancy at a meet and greet here in Utah. He's always kind of inspired me. As far as YouTubers go, he's kind of the top for me. One day I'd like to meet him where it's not a big meet and greet and I have more of his time to talk. But for now, this blade is just sitting in my collection. And you can tell I take a lot of good care of it. I put it in this little coffin. That goes off sometimes. I line the coffin and everything to keep it safe. But this just is a floater. This is just a floater in my collection. So it sits here on the corner of my desk, right behind where this camera is actually. So that's why I keep those 2 knives, sentimental value, right? I'll have this one to beat up on. As you can see, it's in no great condition. And then that one's kind of my sit-around blade. Same thing with, I have a buck toothpick, and I have a Frost cutlery toothpick, but this Frost toothpick is one of the Frost family collection. I got it for my grandpa. I got it for him. He carried it for a while, and then he ended up dying, passing away, and I got it back. So that's why this one is really special to me. I haven't carried it. I keep it in a little slip that I made for it. It will never leave my knife box other than to admire like this. Another thing that makes it special is these are actual buffalo bone inlays. My grandpa's nickname was Buffalo, so this is a very sentimental knife to me. And this buck I just got right before Christmas. One of the box sets you probably watched me unbox if you've been around since then. This is a buck 385, and I bought this specifically because it's the exact same size. It's a little thicker, obviously. Exact same design, but I will carry this one. So I wanted to make sure I had a knife of that design that I could carry, while this one just sits in my knife box protected, because this one means a whole lot to me, and one day I'll probably pass it on to my child. So you have to have heirlooms, in my opinion. You got to have something to pass on to your kids that means a whole lot to you, and hopefully it means a whole lot to them, because I had some great guys in my life passing down heirlooms to me. So that's kind of the two reasons I would have two knives of the same. And then why would I just need all these knives in general? Variety is kind of the spice of life. So you've got this Tenacious here. I carried it for a very long time as my EDC. It's a fantastic blade. It would do anything I needed it to do EDC wise. In fact, it did most of what I needed it to do. I ended up putting this Undertaker lanyard bead that I made on it. But that was after I stopped carrying it, because that would have got wrecked. But this knife could be my one EDC knife, right? It will do all the tasks I want, but how cool is it to switch into a titanium, much lighter than this, honestly. Much longer blade, it's got the choil. It's really nice to switch between knives. Then your EDC doesn't get stale, you don't feel old. And then this guy, completely different than these two in usability, in honestly function and purpose, and it's just a fun blade to carry. I mean, it's a conversation piece and a half. You pull this out and cut open a box with it or something, people are going to start asking you questions. Where'd you get that? You know, stuff like that. What do you use that for? What is this? Why is the shape all weird? Why is there a ring on it? You know, it's cool to have a choice every morning when you wake up what you want to carry, and that's the main reason that I think I do need the knives I do have, but I am cycling through them a lot. I do pass the ones that I don't use anymore, don't want anymore, on to people that do use them. Especially in my personal life, I've given out probably more knives than anybody I really know, because I buy a lot. I find what I like, find what I don't, and pass on the ones I don't. But I do have quite a big standing collection at any one time. And if people made the argument, hey, do you really need that? Of course I don't. I don't need all of them, but I want them. I've worked my ass off to afford a lot of the stuff I have, and that's why I keep a surplus of knives. But I do agree with you. Get rid of all the stuff you don't want, don't use. That's all great. You don't want to become a hoarder. But if you have a little collection, large collection, whatever, and you like them, they make you happy, they're fun to play with, you know, I could spend a whole 24-hour period sitting at my knife box, sharpening all my knives, and be just the happiest camper in the world. And that's why I really like to look at my knives and, you know, switch them out into EDC rotations. I think it's fun. So thanks guys for watching. I appreciate it, and you have a good one. Please go check out IcyPotato before I forget. Link in the description, as I said before. Have a good one. Bye.